which side of the coin you're on. You either love the snow melt or you hate it.
Yeah. Like sometimes I feel like there are zones where you can have both. So like I'm a big skier. I don't mind melting some snow like along the coast for my life, knowing that they have several feet of snow in the mountains.
You can drive to it if you want.
Yeah, it's kind of, and it's been a cold winter too. That's the other thing. This is our first thaw, really, that I can think of where we're this mild. We kind of had. I always think I have a sub pump in my basement. Heard it for the first time this winter. Just like we haven't had much rain, right? So we had the rain last night. Temperatures today were mild. Look at Portsmouth, 58. That was the high today, 56 in Sanford, 57 in Freiburg. The rest of us around 50 is where we ended up. Here comes the rain part 2. It won't be as widespread as last night, but you can see it building back into the Gulf of Maine, and it will drift into parts of down East Maine later tonight, rain changing back over to snow. This is a tricky little forecast because we'll have the rain set back up over down East Maine. This is 10 o'clock tonight, maybe even some snow showers and flurries over southern Maine. But it really congeals itself over the eastern part of the state. And then the cold air catches up with the snow and starts changing it over to snow. We went into great detail yesterday about how, in general, my take is that these type of snow events are really hard to accumulate substantial snow. Northwest wind, it's a dry wind. You're trying to change over, you've got puddles on the ground, you're trying to put snow on top of it. All of that is a hurdle. That being said, the models are putting down a decent little swath of snow here early tomorrow morning into down East Maine, into northern Maine, and surface temperatures get cold enough that I do think it will be able to accumulate. But I did shade down what the models are putting out for snow down substantially to a map that you'll see here in a second. If you're outside of this zone over eastern Maine and northern Maine, the story will be things refreezing tonight and staying pretty frozen tomorrow. Temperatures in the mid and upper 20s. If we see some sun, that will loosen things up and melt it again, but we're much colder. And it's very breezy tomorrow too. West winds up to 30 miles an hour, so much more wintry feel. Okay, so to give you some idea and kind of a peek behind the curtain, so to speak, verbatim, the computer models are putting out 6 to 8 inches of snow here. But I think a lot of that is unlikely to really be effectively accumulating on those northwest winds, on the fact that it's already rained. So that's why we have 2 to 4. A trace to 2 inches all the way down to Rockland. By the way, Bangor's included in this lightly accumulating snow. And then we could see a quick snow shower across southern Maine. It gets much quieter over the weekend. High pressure's in place. Not a particularly strong high though, so we're looking at a decent amount of cloud cover on Saturday, some snow showers in the mountains, and then Sundays, probably the better of the 2 weekend days, just a little bit warmer. We're going to pop back to about 50, it looks like mid next week, and we should be able to do that one without the rain. So it'll probably be just a little bit more pleasant there. No major storms in the next 7 days. That front is really the closest thing we have to it. And no major cold shots in the next 2 weeks, it looks like. I'm not saying it's going to be 50 the whole time. I'm just saying there's no really anomalously cold air. And it gets harder to do that by the time we get into mid-March.
Right, in 2 weeks it'll be second half of the month already.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's not impossible, but I remember many more snowstorms the second half of March than really cold shots of air.
Yeah. Okay, Keith.
April's a winter month.
Yeah, I know. That's what Manic said.
Thank you.